So you've been following the keto basics. Oh no, all of a sudden you're not hungry anymore. What are you to do? Let's talk about intermittent fasting in video 2 of the 4-part video series. Hi, welcome back to Transformative Moments with Laura. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. This channel is all about health, wellness, and anything I do to improve my life, I want to share with you. Today I have the second video in the Keto Made Simple series. It's all about intermittent fasting and how it relates to keto. Let's get started. Let's get something out of the way right off the bat. Intermittent fasting is not required to do the ketogenic lifestyle. It is something that usually happens naturally when you are on a ketogenic lifestyle, and especially if you're following keto basics. So your hunger dissipates and you automatically start to intermittent fast. So what is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is a schedule that you make up that you alternate between eating time windows and fasting windows. So many people start out with doing things like 16-8, where you fast for 16 hours and you eat for 8 hours. And then others move on to 18-6, as much as 20 hours of fasting and 4 hours of eating. And then others move all the way up to the 24-hour fast. And then they typically open their window with 1 to 2 hours to eat their one meal of day, or OMAD. Then you have alternate day fasting, where, for example, you would stop eating your meal at Sunday night at 7 p.m., go through Monday without intaking any food, and you would break your fast on Tuesday morning at 7 a.m., or you would move to 42 hours and break your fast at 1 p.m. on Tuesday. And that's considered an alternate day fast. The other type of fasting is extended fasting. Typically, anything over 72 hours is considered extended fasting. So a lot of folks do 5-day fasting, 7-day, and 10-day fasting, and many have gone way more than that. And the last type of fasting that's become increasingly popular is the modified alternate day fast. The modified alternate day fast is you eat 500 calories on your fasting days, and then the next day you break your fast and you feast the second day. So say Monday you would have up to 500 calories, then Tuesday you would eat all day, and then Wednesday you would have up to 500 calories, and Thursday you would eat all day. Those are your basic definitions of what intermittent fasting is. What's the difference between clean and dirty fasting? Clean fasting is water, black coffee, and black tea. Some purists are using just water. Dirty fasting is something that people use mostly that are really focused on weight loss and not necessarily some of the other health benefits of fasting. And they will add things like artificial sweeteners. So like myself with my bang in the morning before my workout, and I typically won't eat until noon or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, depending on how long I want to fast. And then there's some that add some cream to their coffee, up to 50 calories, feel like that's a dirty fast, and they see really good results. And then I've heard of some outliers that even have as much as 100 calories and consider that a dirty fast as well, and have results. So how I started intermittent fasting was I actually started on the very first day of my keto journey. I started out following the keto basics like I explained in my first video, but I immediately started intermittent fasting, and I did a 16-8. So I stopped eating at night at 7 p.m. and I would have my coffee to break my fast at 11 a.m. I would then eat my first meal, maybe at 11, maybe 12, 1 o'clock. And then I would always make sure I had my dinner and close my window at 7 o'clock. I did not deviate from that for months. I didn't include any additional fasting for quite some time because it was working for me, and it wasn't very difficult to do, especially after I was in ketosis for about 2 weeks it was a no-brainer. I didn't even notice what time it was. And then I decided to start dabbling in additional types of fasting. And so I would go 18 hours of fasting and 6 hours of eating. And I did a few times do a 24-hour fast. I wasn't a fan of trying to get as many calories as I needed to try to get in during my one meal a day. That was really tough for me and I didn't feel good afterwards. So I only did that a couple of times. 20 hours of fasting and 4 hours of eating was a little bit easier, but you do have to really pay attention to the quality of food that you're putting in those 4 hours and make them count so that you have a good amount of calories. So you aren't doing such a low calorie diet. You're actually trying to get your calories in. I did dabble in 36 and 42 hour fasts, which are alternate day fasting. I only did those typically when I was traveling. So I would say stop eating at 7 p.m. on Sunday night. And if I had a flight on Monday morning and I knew I was going to be busy all day, I would not eat on Monday. And then I would break my fast either at breakfast on Tuesday morning or lunch on Tuesday afternoon. Some weeks I was able to do a couple of those 36-hour fasts. Others I was just doing one. And then when I stopped traveling, it became a little bit more difficult for me to do those alternate day fasts. I did do a few of those since March of 2020, but very few. The majority of my weight loss had already happened before March of 2020, so I didn't feel the need to continually push that fasting envelope. And now I typically do 16-8 or 18-6. Sometimes I do longer, but it's just whatever I feel like. I don't purposely push anything. Intermittent fasting is not required for keto, and I just want to make sure that we're very, very clear, like I mentioned in the first segment. I have had clients that only did intermittent fasting and had amazing results. They were able to use the intermittent fast as a tool to get them closer to their goals. So you can use intermittent fasting alone or with keto, but like I mentioned before, when you do the keto basics, intermittent fasting just kind of automatically starts to happen. It's not something that you really need to push unless you want to go those longer hours. I hope you found value in this video and you understand a little bit more about intermittent fasting. Please put questions below. I'm sure that there are a million questions. I get them all the time and maybe I can do a follow-up video. I just wanted to ensure that I covered the basics of it. And like I said, it's not required. It's just something that gets automatically coupled with keto in a lot of conversations. So I added it to the video series. If you found value though in this video, please click the like button, subscribe, and that notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.